Brahmacharya is a significant aspect of the yogic tradition. It is often misunderstood as merely celibacy, but its scope is much broader and deeper. Here's a detailed explanation. Literal meaning. The term Brahmacharya is derived from two Sanskrit words. Brahman, meaning the ultimate reality or cosmic consciousness, and Charya, meaning the path or conduct. Hence, Brahmacharya means the path or conduct that leads one to the ultimate reality. The one who is in the path of the ultimate is known as Brahmachari. In ancient Bharat, there was Gurukul Pratha, or system of education, that takes children when they reach 12 years of age usually. The students need to follow the Brahmacharya mode of life for 12 years at least, or until they reach 24 or 25 years of age, as their Gurukul education finishes. While celibacy is a major part of Brahmacharya, it is not the entirety. Brahmacharya involves maintaining a certain state of energy and awareness. It means being in a state where one's energies are moving upwards, towards higher possibilities, rather than being dissipated through physical senses and desires. There's a lot more going on than just celibacy. There is a whole system of sadhana and yogic practices to utilize their energies that they get from celibacy. The essence of Brahmacharya is managing one's energies in such a way that they are always directed towards one's ultimate goal. This requires conscious living, where every action, thought, and emotion is directed towards self-realization or a higher purpose. Brahmacharya also implies a state of purity. This is not in terms of morality or anything. It's about being pure of the intention of what you want to do with the energies, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. This purity comes from focusing one's energies and intentions towards spiritual growth. When one practices Brahmacharya, it means they are not letting their energies get entangled in sensory pursuits, and instead are focused on inner growth. Celibacy is a physical manifestation of Brahmacharya, but it is not just about abstaining from sexual activities. It is about ensuring that one's sexual energies are conserved and transformed into higher forms of energy that aid in spiritual growth. The yogic term for the bodily fluid in male, known as virya, and rajas in female. In many yogic traditions, they conserve their virya and use some spiritual practices for pulling the energies upwards. This transformation is not about suppression, but about natural sublimation of sexual energy. Celibacy is not about suppression or denial of the physical pleasures. It's just that a brahmachari has different use in his mind with that energy. That's all. Living as a brahmachari involves a disciplined lifestyle where one's habits, diet, activities, and social interactions are aligned with the goal of maintaining high levels of energy and awareness. This discipline is not about rigidity, but about creating a conducive environment for spiritual growth. As people in the modern world thinks of brahmacharis as someone who is in denial, holier-than-thou kind of people, they think brahmacharis got the wrong idea about life and are restraining themselves from marriage, sexual activities, and calling them stupid. This is entirely wrong. Brahmacharya simply means they're using the same energies for the ultimate path. Now, that doesn't mean you can't succeed on the spiritual path without brahmacharya. There are people who are married and still brahmachari. It's not about what's right or wrong. It's about what kind of path one has chosen for themselves. There is nothing wrong in getting married and following the spiritual path as a grihast yogi. But people need to understand that not getting married and avoiding sexual activities practicing Brahmacharya is a completely different thing and cannot be compared with each other. It's a different mode of life. People should take whatever mode of life they feel right. There are various yogic practices that help in managing and enhancing one's energy levels. These include specific asanas, postures, pranayama, also known as breathing techniques in English, though it's not just breathing that you're taking in, by the way, and meditation practices that channelize the energy upwards. There's a whole new level of strength that one can gain from practicing Brahmacharya, if done correctly with some sadhanas. It helps increase physical strength, mental, and emotional strength. Being constantly aware of one's thoughts, emotions, and actions is crucial. This mindfulness ensures that one's energy is not scattered, but is focused towards a single-pointed pursuit of self-realization. Balanced living. Leading a balanced life where physical, mental, and emotional well-being are taken care of. This includes a balanced diet and engaging in activities that nurture one's spiritual growth. By conserving and transforming one's sexual energy, a person experiences heightened levels of energy and vitality, which can be channeled towards creative and spiritual pursuits. Practicing Brahmacharya leads to a state of inner peace and joy, as one is no longer swayed by external desires and sensory pleasures, but finds fulfillment within. There are around 72,000 nadis in a human body, or channels. These are not purely physical, but energy flows through them. According to Swami Vivekananda, a renowned yogi, 3 nadis, Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, usually only Ida and Pingala nadis, are activated in a human body. However, with the help of Brahmacharya and sadhana, the Sushumna nadi can also be activated. After around 12 years of Brahmacharya, the Medha nadi can be activated as well, which is also known as the nadi of memory. There is a famous incident with Swami Vivekananda in Chicago, where he used to go to a library and take a lot of books with him all at once, returning them all in a day or two. The librarian once asked, "Why do you take so many books and return them right away if you can't read them?" He replied that he had read all of them. The librarian was confused and asked him how he could read so many books in a day. He said, "Take any book out of these I've read and ask me anything randomly from them." The librarian asked, picking a random book out of the stack and opening a random page. Swami Vivekananda recited the exact lines as they were written. After that, the librarian asked him a few more things and was utterly shocked as he recited the exact same lines as written in those books. There are many incidents like that in his lifetime. You can read more about him on the internet if you don't already know. Similarly, there are many yogis and people who have practiced Brahmacharya. There are so many famous people who have practiced simply celibacy, not the entire Brahmacharya regimen, and have had astounding results. To name a few, Nikola Tesla, Muhammad Ali, Steve Jobs, Isaac Newton, Pythagoras, and many more. There was a man named Professor Rammurti Naidu. He was a brahmachari and a wrestler following his very unique diet, yogic practices, exercises, and his overall lifestyle. I can make a full video on him if you want. Let me know in the comments down below, since he is very unique, and his deeds are nothing short of superhuman, as they say. Despite his very meek diet, his strength was unparalleled, performing feats such as stopping 2 cars using his muscle power and taking an elephant on his chest, etc. The whole point of Brahmacharya is that virya in the body is a very powerful thing. It's an ancient tradition with a lot of benefits. And if practiced correctly, it can indeed make you like a superhuman in all the ways you can imagine.